Hey, you guys, happy Tuesday. Let me show you word. Look, this beautiful peace lily, which came from Babe. What does it say? It says, my deepest condolences, my love. God bless you and your family. Love, Rodney. So this was just delivered. It's a little worse because I've just been like on the phone like nonstop and everything. Um, yeah, so I told my son, I told my children and everything, when I go, I don't want a funeral. Just a moment. Let me get this tripod. Also reminded everybody yesterday to remember to eat and stay hydrated because I had to remind myself to remember to do that during your grieving process. Sometimes you don't forget. Sometimes you don't be, really thinking about eating and also keeping your body hydrated during this whole process. Oh, excuse me. It's so nice. Babe is so thoughtful. So yeah, pardon my voice. Like, I've been on the phone like nonstop. Right. I got a good night's sleep though last night because, the night before when we found out and everything, I couldn't sleep. So I'm waiting on my car to be ready. They did call, the dealer did call and tell me they replacing the battery, and that cost like $500 something dollars, y'all. And but my car got good use out of the old battery because it was running on like 5 or 6 years old. So it's really awesome battery. So they did say they was going to send a courtesy car to pick me up, so that's good, and pick me back to the dealer to get my car once they finish installing the battery and everything. Car Shield did not cover my battery because they call that maintenance, regular maintenance. But I remembered to eat, and I told my children and my sister and stuff yesterday. I was like, remember to eat and stay hydrated, and things like that during this time. Yeah, and me especially because I've been like talking like nonstop on the phone and everything ever since we heard. I have some water here. So I was talking to my son and everything, and telling my children I want a very private services for me when God calls me home. I don't want a funeral. I don't want. Well, let me put it this way: I don't want services where everybody is coming in and looking over me and gawking over me and stuff like that. I don't want that. I just want to go. I just want services where my body is wrapped, um, like Jesus was wrapped, and oiled down, preferably. Okay, let me put it this way: the services that I want and the burial that I want is similar to what was Jesus Christ, and it's similar to Muslim. It's similar to the Muslim burial, like that. I don't want a coffin. I don't want funeral services per se, where people are like gawking over my body and looking over my body and things like that. And I don't want all of that. So the particulars of how I want my burial, I really need, really, really need to do that now and spell it out now. I want to be oiled, wrapped in cloth, and I want to go straight in the ground right away, right away. Almost similar to a Muslim type burial, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. That's what I want. I don't want I don't want all the hoopla of a funeral, and you know how they have funeral procession And they have the music, and they have everybody coming in, everybody looking over the body, and everybody, after people say things and speak and all of that, then they have the coffin carried to the burial site. Excuse me. And things like that. So I don't want that. I want to be buried similar to how Muslims do it. I just want to have my body oiled down, wrapped in cloth, and immediately put in the ground. That's what I want. I don't want all that other stuff. I don't want people coming in, gawking over my body, looking over my body, crying, or people who don't have anything to do with me. I'm sorry, but that's what I prefer. And so therefore, I want it very intimate with, just my very close family members. I want it very intimate with my children and my grandchildren. And I just want to go immediately in the ground. Okay? That's how I want to go. Yeah, I don't want all that other noise. I just don't. But it's okay. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm saying that's not what I want. But yeah, babe sent these. Let me show y'all again. Oh, wait a minute, that's the door. Let me show y'all again. These were delivered today. They're so nice. Yeah, I just wanna I'm waiting on the Jaguar to tell me my car is ready, because they are going to send a courtesy car to pick me up. So waiting on that, and then I can come back home and figure out dinner and rest up. I got a good night's sleep last night, because the night before, of course, I didn't sleep at all. And so I was able to get some hours in to sleep last night. I fell asleep relatively early. But just giving you a little update and on your girl at her, at the grieving process, and what happens, and and things like that. And as I think about my sister and her life, as I she was so funny, my sister. She was so comical. As I think about her little crazy behind, you know, and we're gonna see each other again. And I'm gonna tell her, child, what are you thinking about? But and you know what else too? Which, so see this little plant out here, on the door, the flower, and on the rail. Ever since yesterday, these birds kept flying and sitting on that rail. It was like, first it was one, and then it was two. It was one or two of them will come flying by, and they land and they sit right on that rail. I've been seeing them since yesterday. I haven't seen them before then. Maybe my sister making a visit. But yeah, y'all, it's just we don't know when, how, or where we're gonna go. And it was just so ironic also, like on Sunday, it was Saturday night. On Sunday, I told my children I had a long dream about their father, and their father passed, and their father's mother, and some of his nieces, and we were having a barbecue. So it was an in-depth dream, y'all. I don't know why I'm having these in-depth. I usually don't dream about anything, but it was their dad and their mother, and I was giving their grandmother, his mother, a great big hug, because I was thinking about her losing her husband, because she lost her husband first before she passed. So in my dream, I was hugging her really tight, and it was for a long time, as I was remembering her husband that she lost. And their father was running around as usual getting stuff for the barbecue. And so the nieces were around. And when I woke up, and in a dream, I was repeating the address of the house that his mom had, where he grew up in. And when I woke up, I just kept remembering the four numbers of the house that he lived in and the address, the street address, the four numbers, the street address, and of the house he grew up in. And I was like, these four numbers. And I was like, I don't play lottery. I don't even know how to play lottery. And I was like, maybe I should play these four numbers because, they popped up in my head after the dream and stuff, but I don't play numbers. So I just chalked it up as, and the four numbers were angel numbers. Yeah, they were angel numbers. And so I just chalked it up as a visit from angels. Their deceased father, their deceased grandmother. I just chalked it up as visiting angels. And that was the day before my sister passed. Yeah, that was the day before my sister passed. Where my sister, we realized my sister was gone. That was the day before that. And also that same weekend before my sister passed, I happened to be looking at my brother who passed. And I was looking at his picture in obituary. And I was saying to him, this is before we realized my sister was gone. I was saying to him, looking at the obituary picture of him, I kept saying, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I was saying that looking at his picture. And I said, we're all going to see each other again. And lo and behold, I didn't even realize. And that was on a Saturday or Sunday before my sister passed, that before the Monday. And I was also saying to myself at that particular time, my children are close, the siblings. And I was saying to myself at that time, it would have been something different if we had our siblings' relationships were very close, like, my children's are. And I was saying to myself, I just pray, I wish it was different, but it is what it is. And that time I did call my sister, and her number rolled over to like a voicemail. And that was on like the Saturday or the Sunday before we realized she was gone, because I was thinking about her. But yeah, y'all, just some little stories and things like that, and uplifting. I love looking at this. Just kind of remind me. See how you can feel the breeze blowing against the door reef? I can see like the leaves blowing and feeling and things like that. For some reason or another. And I've had that out there on the door, and some reason or another, it just reminds me, it's just reminding me of the gentle spirit and stuff of my sister looking at that wreath. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. Yeah. Birds always come sit on this rail in the morning. Let me show you. Yeah. One and two birds. I think they look like Oreos because they had like red chests. But they could have been robins or something. But is your girl doing okay? I'll be doing better once I get all the way up here and get this car and get it back home, So love, peace, and in Christ, y'all. Have a blessed Tuesday, okay? Bye.